Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here with Jennifer Doncesz, who is president of VIP Vacations in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And this is part of our series on great agents and great agencies. We're going to find out how Jennifer started in the business and how she grew her agency. And you'll find all about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Jennifer, I've known you for a while, and you're known as sort of a honeymoon and destination expert, and you've had a tremendous business, but we wanted to talk to you today about how it all started and how you actually identified travel as something you got in. So when exactly did you start and get into travel, and why?
So I was 26 years old. I was a marketing major, and one of my classes I had to sell something, and my teacher kind of gave me a do-over and said, you have to sell what you love. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to market? And at the time, I said babies, puppies, or Disney. And
Interesting selection.
He said, you can't sell babies, and puppy mills are not in, so why don't you sell me a trip to Disney? And I did this entire program and marketing plan about Disney, and it happened to be that May semester in college, and he said, march yourself into a travel agency, they will hire you. Yeah. And this was 26, 27 years ago, and I did. And I worked corporate air for a very long time.
Not exactly what you're doing today, right?
No. But thankfully, I had people that were supportive of me, and I worked at a couple of really good companies where the young sales gentleman would walk in and say, plan my honeymoon or plan my family vacation. And I found that I really was, I just had this purpose. I was helping them do something more than just flying to a business meeting.
It's a little more fun planning a romantic vacation than maybe a business meeting, right?
It definitely was. After 9/11, it really directed the business. I felt as, the economy changed, that destination weddings and honeymoons were recession resistant. And I said, this is what we're going to do. I love to sell love and plan something where people look back and say, that person helped my life. When I was younger, my father said, be somebody or do something, make a choice. And I wanted to do something. It was build a business, and that's what we've hoped to do over the past 25 years.
Yeah, so you were working for another agency and doing corporate, but doing the honeymoon and romance on this side. When did you actually form your own agency?
25 years ago.
Wow.
I know, it'll be 25 years in August of 2019.
And that was VIP Vacations, right?
Yeah, because it's funny, people use the phone book, and in marketing we learned you go to the beginning of the alphabet or the end, and AAA had all the A's, so I went down to the V's because I felt like making you feel like a VIP was very important, and that's what we try to do. Our customers are the most important thing about our business, so we started with the VIP Vacations, and that's where we went.
Now, you did start with a focus on honeymoons and destination weddings, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And that was your specialty pretty much from the beginning, yeah.
For sure, but it encompasses the world, right? You can go to Africa, you can go to Australia, you can go to Fiji, so you still had to be an expert, but add those little special moments where you can have a candlelight dinner for two on a beach, or fly in a helicopter over the Heart Reef, or take a hot air balloon over a safari, and really experience those romantic touches. And I normally say that men are just not that clever, so we can make you guys look really good by putting in these special moments. Right. And it's really helped us. We've built a huge business focusing on romance and those special moments. Yeah.
Now, so how many employees did you have at the beginning when you first started?
Me.
So it was you, yourself, and I, right?
That was it, and now we have 11 full-time agents.
Wow. And you also have developed a really strong relationship with a lot of different resort chains, right? I think that might have been one of the keys to your success, right?
Yeah, because you can know something inside and out, and key relationships are really important. So a year ago, we won #1 in the world for weddings at Sandals and Beaches Resorts, and we're one of the top sellers for Charisma and AM Resorts and Hard Rock and Palace. So all-inclusives have been very much a steady heartbeat that we have, but we also believe in always learning and getting educated, and it's like student, master, teacher kind of a thing. And so going to new destinations, Tahiti, Fiji, South Africa, we embrace that because that's what the millennial wants. They want to see new things, and they're coming to us for advice and finding out. I mean, I actually tell my employees, go to some of the best restaurants, find out, you know, who the chef is, what you can do, because that's what you want at a honeymoon. It's not so much about the hotel as it's about the experience. And I learned that from selling sandals in St. Lucia. We would do this the honeymooners, we would take all this time showing them the rooms and all the categories, because Sandals does that very well. They have a lot of categories. And then I'd ask for their favorite picture, and they'd send me a picture of the helicopter that they took. So it's about experiences.
Yeah, well, that's it. And they really, you've got to find those. So do you encourage your employees, your other agents, to go out and actually experience the places that you go to, right?
I think we're a little bit different too, because my agents are all salaried. They're not on commission. And so it might give them a little bit of a pause to understand it's not about trying to make a sale as much as trying to make the client happy. And that's about finding what they're going to like with their experience, what makes it special for them, what they like, and piecing them together. So if you booked your honeymoon with VIP and 5 years later you want to go to Disney, you're not going to work with the same agent. We have somebody who does Disney and does it really well and sets the alarm to make your 5 in the morning dining reservation, like, you know, gets up and does all that stuff, because we can't be specialists in every part of the world. We can focus on things, and what you find that you're passionate about, we want to try to push that. So we have agents who sell Disney, agents who sell Thailand, and it all starts with the agent that came to us for a destination wedding, you know, the client that booked that, and then we hope we do a good enough job that they come back year after year after year.
And indeed, you mentioned destination weddings, and that's become a real trend in the market. I used to say, you know, it sounded like it was something new, but now we're, you know, 10, 15, 20 years now we've been doing this. So it's not just a honeymoon, it's a destination wedding, which is a much bigger booking.
It is. They used to call it eloping, which is kind of funny because nobody ever says eloping, even if it's like a couple running away and getting married, they say a destination wedding. No, that was really the start of it. You book a vacation, and if it kind of doesn't work out, people are like, you book a destination wedding, and that's something sacred. You know, you don't want people looking at their photos and throwing like darts and like cursing at your name because you did something wrong. So we hold that very sacred to us, and we really become advocates for our clients. Try to figure out what they're looking for, what they want. And when you build that relationship, it's kind of like having a child. You go through these months and months of planning. They become very close to you. And even after we did regular vacations for clients, after they travel, they would refer us. But we found that destination wedding brides referred us before they even traveled.
Really? So that,
because you relieve that stress, you kind of take away that stuff. They have this faith in you.
So you also you do some regular vacations as well, and obviously you're going to do second honeymoons and third honeymoons, things like that.
Yeah, we hope to. That's part of it. We have 2 sets of our business, and one is the destination weddings, and the other is all walk-ins and repeat clients. And so maybe you came to us for a destination wedding, and now you've been years and years and years with us as a client, but that's what we try to keep you for life. You're part of the family. And
then, you know, who knows? Sadly to say, there are some divorces, so second marriages.
We have done that. We have done a couple of destination weddings. Yeah.
Now,
for the same person.
For the same person.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not too many, but
no, a few. But that's, you know, we still understand it has to be special.
Yeah. Now, one of the other, you know, keys to your success, because you actually were able to get on television and start to talk, become recognized as an expert in this field, in honeymoons and destination weddings. How did that happen? How did you end up doing this? You were on local TV in the Philadelphia area, right?
Yeah, I still have been since 2006, so 12 years, the Fox News travel expert in Philadelphia. But I had a series on the Travel Channel called Great Cruises. And so that kind of broadened the PR spectrum. And then Martha Stewart came and said, would you be my honeymoon and destination wedding expert? So that has...
Not a bad association.
But at the time, I thought, wait, aren't you Sears? Didn't you go to jail? Like, I didn't quite take it as serious as the second the articles started coming out, and I had to do these photo shoots, and it was bizarre because I walked in with what I thought was a great little suit and these people came in and like did all this stuff, and boom, I looked like Martha Stewart.
Right.
And columns were written. I had to answer these articles, and I couldn't believe the amount of business that my company got because of Martha Stewart. So she really, truly is an icon. And it proves the point that having an authority doesn't mean you're an authority. And I started to really take ownership of, I need to know everything there is to know about how to get married in different countries, and became like that student again to learn. And I'm very honored to still be now almost 9 years as one of her key advisors for, they come to us for honeymoon and destination wedding questions. And I love that. It's time consuming, but I love it. And I'm honored to do that for what I thought was probably going to be,
Well, it worked out, and you have that and the local TV as well, and so now you're a recognized expert. Now, what would you say over the years that you've been, this is 25 years, have been kind of the moments that where you had the keys to your success that really, obviously, finding a passion that you wanted to sell the honeymoons and destination weddings, getting on TV and getting recognized, but what are some of the key moments that you would say and keys to your success?
I think it's not just about knowing travel and knowing how to sell travel, because a lot of people do that. Having a plan and putting it in writing and being very determined with business. This is a fun industry to be in. You get to travel the world, but you have to have a business plan. You have to look at other companies, and I was friends, and still am, with a gentleman who told me 10% of your sales have to go to advertising. I mean, think about how much money that is, but we have amazing opportunities to co-op with sandals, with a lot of companies that will say, hey, I'll pay for you to go to a bridal show. I'll pay for you to do that. And we've been very loyal to those companies. So it's easy to get ahead by taking shortcuts, but it's really kind of like keeping your head down, having a business plan, following with your loyalties, and keeping those strong, because people jump around and roads connect again. So stay loyal to what you believe in and work hard. It's not easy.
Well, I know that your agency is always up there in top seller. We were actually here at the Travel Impressions Best of the Best, and you're here every year, which means you're one of their top sales for this wholesaler. And then obviously Sandals recognized you probably yet again, because I know you're well known as selling sandals, and Charisma, and you've really have developed those partnerships, right?
Yeah, but it's funny because you don't hear about failures. People are all over social media about when they do wonderful things, and it's really the humility of just working hard and bearing down and doing what you do every day. When I hire somebody new, we have ground rules, and one of those ground rules is it's for the client. It's not to get on stage and get these awards. That we are blessed for, but it's really to do what's best for the client, and then it all kind of like flows over. I love sandals. I got married at beaches. Turks and Caicos, which is the most beautiful beach in the entire world, and so I look at my brides when they come to me, where would you get married? I'll tell you where I'll get married. Yeah. That's where I got married. And it's very easy to sell what you love. So I would tell new agents, stay true to who you are. It's not about being somebody, it's about doing something and building something, and always remember that your clients come first. The ground rules. Yeah. That's what they are.
And in fact, you've had an endorsement is that your own children, your kid, well, you can't call them children anymore. They are now part of your agency. They're the next generation, right?
Yeah, 4 out of my 5 kids work at VIP, and they did not all go to school for this, but one went for graphic design, another went to Penn State for hotel and tourism, and went
That's
out.
At least related somewhat. But.
Yeah, and went off and just said, I can't do this. Like, you've built this culture and I want to come back. And I was like, okay, eventually you will come back. And so 4 out of 5, which is a lot of pressure. People are like, oh, isn't that great? No, not really, because now I have to look to what am I building and what is the succession plan going to be for all of them. And I've sat them all down and I'm like, you can't do what I did. But together, if you work together, you can do so much more. And I've looked at people at Colette and the Mazas at Travel Savers, and that is the inspiration for what my company can hopefully do for, you know, leading this new wave of people thinking they can do it themselves, to coming to the experts that can really do it. So you have to know what you are selling. We're experts. But being an expert doesn't mean you write you're an expert, right? You really have to know the insides and outsides of it, and that takes time.
Well, it's amazing that they all want to do this, and that they all, I mean, my kids also grew up in the travel industry, and so they love to travel the way they, you know, they did for all those years, and they didn't go into travel like I did, although my son is working a little bit for me now. But it's very interesting to see how they get acclimated to traveling well and understanding what it's all about, right?
And I think they become better people, because travel is not about what you hold, it's about what you keep in your heart, and that is all by experience. And you know, there are people who collect things, but if you collect memories, it's just so much far more enriching. And I love that about my children, that they would much rather not have anything but have a you know, like a wealth of memories of where they've been and the people they've touched. And so that's what I hope to leave as a legacy. So as my father said, to be or to do, and I'm going to do something. That's what I hope to do, leave something.
Well, Jennifer, it's been great to talk to you about your agency, about how you've built it up over the years, about your thoughts about this. I've known you a while, and you've just a tremendous success in this business, and I think everyone can benefit from listening to what Jennifer said about this business, and it is a great business to be in.
Amazing business to be in. Yes, thank you for having me here today.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.